Hey you guys, I hope you're having an awesome day so far. So today is Monday, February 1st. It's like 10 a.m. right now. It's another snow day. We're basically under probably like 6 to 7 inches of snow right now, and we're supposed to get more snow all day. So yeah, we're basically in the house. So I let my hair air dry this morning, and it's really curly this morning. So it curled a ton. I don't really have a curl cream or anything right now, so it's probably going to frizz like crazy later or when I brush it or touch it too much. So for right now, I'm just going to hold it back with the headband. It's still air drying, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But anyway, today we are here to try out some new products from e.l.f. I did not get the whole line because Target did not have the whole line. And the foundation I got is about a full shade too dark for me right now because I'm in my winter complexion. Typically this would match, this foundation I'm trying out today would match me in my normal I see the sun more than like once every 3 weeks kind of coloring. So we're just gonna work with it today. It's gonna look a little bit dark, but you know, it's what we have. I probably should have grabbed 2 colors while I was at the store, but stuff happens. So let me show you what I got. The first thing we're trying out today is this. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. So this has collagen, peptides, and niacinamide in it, which are all things I use in my skincare. And it also has SPF 30 in it, which we love. I got the shade Light 240W with warm golden undertones. I know I do not look golden. My skin tone looks more pink. However, when I used the Anastasia foundation and went for a pink tone, it looked too like ashy on me, even though the shade was right. And through trial and error, I found that warm tones look a lot better on my skin and tend to even out my skin to more of a neutral tone for me. So warm tones tend to work beautifully and actually match my skin tone better, which I'm almost thinking my skin is changing because it does look warmer in some areas. I'm going to look pink on camera, but like in real life, I look warmer in some areas than I used to. The warm undertones isn't the problem. I think just this shade is just a touch too dark for me. I was going between two and I went back and got this one thinking of my Anastasia foundation and how it's more of a golden warm tone. And this is just a touch too dark for me. But this is supposed to be full coverage. It's supposed to be color correcting. It's supposed to do all those magical things. Now, I will tell you, I have tried this already because I needed to see how the color looked. And this goes on really heavy with a brush. It goes on too heavy with a brush. So I'm not going to use a brush today. I'm going to use a makeup sponge, which I have to go and wet because I forgot to wet it because that's what happens. Anyway, I got 2 of the No Budge shadow sticks. I got them in Copper Chic and Perfect Pearl because I tend to wear a lot of like copper and pearly shades. These are supposed to be no budge, creamy. They have a built-in sharpener and they are blendable, which is perfect. And I also grabbed one of their new liquid metallic eyeshadows. These are supposed to be similar to the Stila Stay All Days. Now, I did not get a glitter one because I don't tend to wear glitter a whole lot lately. I did get a metallic one and I got it in purple. This is the shade Supernova. I like to wear purple on my eyes a lot because I have green eyes and it makes them pop a little bit, but you kind of have to be careful with purple shadow because it can travel, it can make you look a little bruisey. So I thought, ooh, a liquid metallic that will go on and stay in place. We'll give it a shot. So I'm going to go and wet this real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We have a damp beauty blender. Let's get started. So I have my skincare on, but it's been sitting for probably about an hour now. And I'm going to start by going in with the e.l.f. Poreless Primer Putty, just because the pores around my nose have been a problem lately. And I've used this with multiple foundations, so I know that it doesn't affect the finish when I'm trying out new foundations. I'm not using it all over my face, just in areas where things tend to be a pain in the butt. So I know this is supposed to be like a dupe for the IT Cosmetics CC cream, which I have not tried. It is a tube with a pump, which I love. I prefer pump foundations like at all times. There we go. So you can see it's definitely about a full shade darker than my skin right now. But let's try it with this and see if I can get it to go on smoother. It's very thick. It kind of reminds me of some of Maybelline's foundations. Okay, yeah, already this is going on like 110 times better with the Beauty Blender. It's shearing out nicely, actually. So if you want a super heavy full coverage with this, I would say go with the brush. But if you got slightly the wrong shade, if you want a softer look, slightly less coverage, go with the beauty sponge. One thing I will say about the warm tone, at least in this particular one, is it looks a tiny bit green to me. Like, it's odd. It almost has like a mustardy yellow where you have like that slight green undertone. I'm guessing that's because of the color correcting in it. I'm not sure how I feel about general color correcting being in a foundation, because not everyone needs the same things when it comes to color correcting. Some people need redness, some people don't. It can really depend on your skin. But as you can see, it definitely has a slight greeny cast to it. So if you do have a ton of redness, this could be really helpful. Tone down the redness in my cheeks a little bit, but I can still see it peeking through. As you can see, it's definitely a different color than my neck. I'm not going to blend it down my neck today, but I would blend it down your neck, of course, if you had a different shade. It says to use 1 to 2 pumps of this. First time I used it, I used 2 pumps. This time I used like 1, and it's still way too much foundation. I would suggest starting out with like half a pump and going from there if you need to like build up in any areas. I'm just adding a tiny bit extra. Now I will say that this is actually pretty matte. I have a ton of skincare on, so it looks a bit more glowy. I'm going to turn down my light as much as I can. So that's how it looks right now. And I am using my Tarte concealer today. This is in light. This is a little bit darker than my NARS concealer. It's still not my favorite, but I think it will work a bit better with this foundation, just because it is that tiny bit darker. I'm not going to put anything on my lids today because I want to see how those eye products perform. But normally when I'm using Shape Tape, I would take that up onto my lids. The one thing I don't love about this foundation is because it is a full coverage, it does start emphasizing the lines of my forehead. That's why I've been staying away from full coverage foundations lately. I'm going to go in real quick while everything sets and do my eyebrows with my Anastasia Dip Brow in Taupe. I'm also trying not to move my face a lot because I found that the more I move my face while foundation is setting, the more issues I have with the product just kind of going like everywhere into lines and stuff. Today has been one of those Mondays that, like, from the moment you wake up, it's like, hello, I am Monday and I'm here to make you miserable because I am Monday and that is my job. Before we break into the shadow sticks, I just wanted to go over this liquid metallic eyeshadow because I'm not going to be using this in the look today. I will probably use this in whatever drugstore makeup tutorial I do next. What is with this packaging? Okay. You have to like fight with packaging. Wow, that's tiny. Okay. Dude, like literally, I thought it went all the way down into here. Because look, if you see this, it looks like it keeps going down. It's a little deceptive. I don't necessarily like that. Because this looks like sample size to me. Okay, but here's the color. It looks really pretty. I'm going to pop this on my hand. Ooh. Okay, the formula's a little chunky, but it's a really, really pretty, like amethyst purple shade. And the metallic in it is fairly, it's not overly like blingy metallic. It's pretty subtle. So that's actually really nice. Okay, I'm not going to let that dry in my hand right now because I don't want to have a purple hand for the rest of the day. So while it's still wet, it comes off pretty easy, which is good to know. Now that we took a quick look at that, we're using these today. These are the No Budge shadow sticks, and that is pretty. Okay, I love this packaging. Okay, the sharpener is in the bottom, so you just kind of pop that in and out. And then here is the product. Let's see how much we get in here. Just keeps going. Okay, good. You get a good amount of product in there. Oh, that's pretty. It's really subtle. Okay, here's the copper. And then here's the pearl right next to it. Those are actually really, really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and use the copper all over the lid, actually. I really love shadow sticks. I know a ton of people aren't big fans of them, but I love how quick they are, how easy they are to use. They're kind of mistake proof. Like if you can use crayons, you can use shadow sticks. And I'm taking a Morphe M506 and just blend. Oh, it blends well. Hallelujah, thank you. Okay, so a lot of shadow sticks don't necessarily blend well. This blends beautifully. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to do on creasing throughout the day. If it creases, you'll want to use a primer. Get out of there, little hair, please. Thank you. If it creases, you'll want to use a primer. I'm just adding a little bit more. But if it doesn't, then that makes a super, super fast look. Just make sure that edge is nice and clean. There we go. Okay, I'm in love. That's really pretty. It doesn't look overly coppery on your lid. It actually looks more of a taupe, which is fantastic for like everyday office-y type looks. So I'm just running this all over the lid and then into the crease and then blending it. If you over blend out a shadow stick like this, just take your finger and smooth out the issue. That's one thing I love about these is they're very creamy, so they're easy to work with. Take that beauty blender again Just make sure that's a nice crisp line. I'm just like dotting. I'm not even putting that much effort into it. And then I'm going to take the pearl one and just pop a tiny bit under here and make sure I don't have any other makeup on my ring finger. Just dot that out here. Dot that out a bit. I love stuff like this. Okay, you guys, I'm actually really impressed with these. Just putting a little bit under here to really brighten up my eyes. I do see some creasing though already, so I would highly recommend do use these with a primer. I really love glitter primers. They tend to hold on to cream products really, really well. So I'm just tapping that out. It does say to let it dry, so you may just need to tap out that creasing once or twice until the product completely dries. But I actually really like those. This blended really well. That was a super fast eye look, really simple. 2 shadows. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm picky with stuff like this because normally if it's $5, I just bonked myself in the nose with that. Ow. Whew. Okay. Normally, if it's $5, I have very low expectations, especially if it's a metallic product, but that's not bad. Curl my lashes really quick. And I'm using, again, my Maybelline Rocket Volume Express Mascara, which I love. In my opinion, it's probably one of my favorite mascaras from the drugstore, both the standard and the waterproof version. And I'm going in pretty heavy with this today because I'm skipping eyeliner. I'm going to go in with a blush real quick. I'm using Tarte's Party. And because everything under my makeup is wanting to shift right now, I'm just going to pat this on instead of my usual swirling. If for some reason things under your makeup are wanting to shift, I would recommend patting because it will keep from moving that product around and causing more problems. Okay, and then for highlight, I grabbed my Laura Geller in Gilded Honey because this is more of a warm highlight, and the warmer my foundation, the warmer I like to do my highlight. And again, I'm just kind of patting that on. I don't need a ton of highlight because my skin's already pretty dewy. All right, you guys, I know this has been a longer video than I planned on, so we're going to finish this up real quick. I am using the Essence Natural Beauty Lipstick. I actually love Essence's lipsticks. Like, they're really good. It's just a really soft, pretty neutral pink. And then I'm topping it with this. This is the Estee Edit Flash Photo Gloss. I don't even think they make this anymore. But I don't have like any clear glosses. I don't tend to keep any in my house, which is weird. And this one has kind of a bluish tint to it. I really need to get some clear glosses. So I'm just adding a little tiny bit. You can leave it off. It doesn't make that much of a difference because this lipstick's already pretty creamy. And I think that is it, you guys. Take Shooky off. And here is the final look. Final verdict on products. Not my favorite, but not bad. I'm actually, once I got the whole look done, my skin is actually looking pretty good. It actually looks dewier. I would highly recommend applying this with a beauty blender over a brush, especially if you don't like heavy looking foundation. Go with the sponge because the brush, when I tried this with the brush, it was heavy. It did not look good. but my skin actually looks really good right now. It looks really dewy. It looks fresh. Keep in mind that it is a heavier foundation. It's not like a BB cream. It's definitely full coverage. It looks pretty good. So yeah, I would definitely recommend giving this a shot, especially if you're in the market for a new drugstore concealer. This is really nice. I love the packaging. The packaging is gorgeous. Yeah, really impressed actually. The liquid shadows, I can't really give you guys an opinion on these yet because I didn't really try it, but they are a little bit gritty. Don't love that, but we'll try these again and see how they work on the eyes. These No Budge shadow sticks, if I close my eyes now, I don't see any creasing. I see a little bit of marking from my mascara getting onto my upper lid, which happens anytime I do not have a powder on. So that is not this product. That is my mascara transferring onto my lids just because of the way my eyelashes lay. It happens. I would say these are really good. If you would get any of these, I would recommend the Pearl because you can use it as a brow highlight. You can use it as a cheek highlight, underneath your eye, wherever you want to highlight. I'm so impressed with some of the stuff that drugstore companies have been coming out with lately. I know that the price point has been going up, but so has the quality of the ingredients. Like if you look at the ingredients, they're using better ingredients. And it's still not a $40 or $60 product. You also have to keep in mind that products are going to get more expensive as people are paid better wages for their work, as they develop new technologies. It's part of inflation. You know, you can still find $5 foundations out there. I mean, e.l.f.'s, is it e.l.f.? No, it's Wet n Wild. Their one foundation in the little square bottle. I can't remember the name of it right now, which is driving me crazy, but it's so good. It's one of my favorite foundations like ever, and it's $5. So you can still find stuff out there. I know that e.l.f. is still e.l.f. and Wet n Wild, and they're still producing stuff in a variety of price ranges. So just because they come out with $14 product doesn't mean that you still can't find a $5 product if that's what works in your budget. Anyway, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions or anything you want me to try out, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, which why haven't you? Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram, and the links for those are down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.